The world was silent once. Only the wind spoke across endless plains of earth and stone. Then, somewhere in that silence, a spark. A spark of thought, of curiosity, of creation. Humanity had begun its great story. From scattered tribes and wandering hunters emerged the first whispers of civilization. In the fertile valleys of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates carved their lifelines through the dust, humans learned to shape the wild world into order. They built walls of clay, raised temples to unseen gods, and etched their first words upon stone tablets. The dawn of recorded history. This was Sumer, the cradle of invention, where the wheel turned for the first time and law began to guide human hands. Far to the west, along the banks of a mighty river that breathed life into the desert, another civilization rose, ancient Egypt. Here, the sun was not merely a star, it was a god. Kings became divine, and their dreams reached toward eternity. The pyramids still stand, timeless sentinels of ambition, monuments to humankind's yearning to defy mortality itself. Beneath their shadow, the Nile flowed, steady and eternal, nourishing both the body and the soul of Egypt's people. In the east, across mountains and jungles, the Indus Valley civilization thrived. A world of planned cities, intricate drainage, and quiet sophistication. Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro spoke of an order so advanced, it would take centuries for the world to rediscover its genius. These were not kingdoms of war, but of structure, a testament to balance between humankind and nature. Meanwhile, the Chinese dynasties began to weave their own unbroken thread through history. From the Yellow River Valley came tales of emperors, philosophers, and warriors, of paper, silk, and bronze. The Great Wall began as more than defense. It was a symbol, a declaration that human will could shape mountains themselves. Across the vast ocean, hidden from the rest of the world, the civilizations of the Americas flourished. The Maya, the Aztec, the Inca, each carved their own vision of order and divinity into the land. They charted the stars, built cities that kissed the clouds, and honored gods who demanded both beauty and sacrifice. Though oceans divided them from the old world, their brilliance was no less luminous. From the marble temples of Greece to the disciplined legions of Rome, civilization began to dream beyond survival. The Greeks gave birth to philosophy, democracy, and the pursuit of reason. The idea that knowledge could elevate humanity itself. Rome turned those ideas into empire, stretching its might from the sands of Africa to the forests of Europe. Roads, aqueducts, law, and order. The architecture of empire that would echo through millennia. But all empires fall. As Rome's fires dimmed and its marble crumbled, a shadow crept across the known world. The light of antiquity began to flicker. Yet from its ashes, something new was waiting to be born. The ancient world was humanity's awakening, the first chapter in our endless story of creation and destruction, knowledge and power, belief and discovery. Every stone carved, every word written, every star studied, all were steps toward the civilization we now call our own. For though centuries separate us from them, their legacy is written not only in ruins and relics, but in us. The tools we wield, the cities we build, the questions we ask, all carry the echoes of those who first dreamed of tomorrow. And so the world turned into a new age of faith, conquest, and kings. The medieval era was about to begin. The medieval age, the fall of Rome, left behind more than ruins. It left a silence filled not by the hum of progress, but by the toll of church bells and the clash of swords. The ancient empires had fallen, but humanity's story did not end. It changed its rhythm. Out of the ashes of antiquity, a new world began to form. Castles rose upon the hills and banners fluttered in the cold wind of an age defined by faith, war, and destiny. This was the medieval age, an era of kings and conquerors, of saints and scholars, of light battling shadow. In Europe, faith became the new empire. The Catholic Church stood as both shepherd and sovereign, guiding souls and ruling lands. Cathedrals pierced the skies, monuments not of marble, but of belief. Their stained glass windows glowed like heavenly fire, telling stories to those who could not yet read the written word. Beneath those vaulted ceilings, the human spirit searched for meaning and found both hope and fear in the eyes of the divine. But beyond the walls of prayer, the clash of steel-shaped kingdoms. Knights rode into battle beneath crested shields, bound by the code of chivalry and the cry of their lords. The Crusades swept across continents, carrying faith and fury in equal measure. From Jerusalem to Constantinople, from desert sands to cold European plains. Humanity fought not only for land or power, but for the heavens themselves. Yet even as war consumed the West, the East burned brighter than ever. In the golden cities of Baghdad, Cordoba, and Samarkand, knowledge became the true treasure of mankind. Scholars translated the wisdom of Greece, charted the stars, invented algebra, and healed the sick. The Islamic Golden Age turned the world into a laboratory of thought, where philosophy met science and curiosity became sacred. Libraries overflowed with the writings of minds centuries ahead of their time, preserving the light that would one day reignite Europe itself. In the far lands of Asia, empires rose with thunderous might. The Tang and Song dynasties of China gave the world paper money, gunpowder, and the magnetic compass, inventions that would soon change the destiny of all humankind. The Mongol Empire, vast and unrelenting, stretched from the heart of Asia to the gates of Europe, connecting the world in ways never seen before. The Silk Road thrived, a living vein through which ideas, art, and invention flowed freely. Meanwhile, across oceans yet to be conquered, great civilizations in Africa and the Americas flourished in silence. The Kingdom of Mali, with its golden capital of Timbuktu, became a beacon of trade and learning. The Aztec and Maya empires continued to build cities of stone and fire, aligned with the stars, unaware that distant sails would one day appear upon their shores. And in Europe, something stirred once again, a quiet awakening. The Black Death had scarred the continent, but from its shadow emerged a thirst for life, beauty, and understanding. Art returned, science whispered, faith was questioned, the Renaissance was coming, the bridge between darkness and discovery. The medieval age had been an age of struggle, of faith and flame, of empire and endurance, but it had also been the crucible of transformation. From every battlefield, every monastery, every illuminated manuscript, humanity was preparing for its next great leap. As the sun set on the Middle Ages, the world stood on the brink of revolution, not of swords and kingdoms, but of machines and ideas. The industrial era was about to begin. The dawn of the Industrial Revolution was unlike any other sunrise in human history. For thousands of years, mankind had relied on muscle, wind, and fire. But now, in the roar of engines and the hiss of steam, a new power awoke. The world began to turn not by hand, but by machine. In the smoky heart of 18th century Europe, the rhythm of civilization changed. Factories rose where fields once stretched. Iron replaced wood, and coal became the lifeblood of progress. The steam engine, the spinning jenny, the printing press reborn. These inventions unleashed a force unstoppable and untamed. For the first time, humanity mastered not only the land, but time itself. Cities swelled, skies darkened, and ambition soared. The whistle of locomotives echoed across continents. Oceans shrank beneath the iron hulls of steamships. Men and women moved faster than ever before, not just through space, but through history. Yet for all its wonder, progress carried a price. Smoke choked the skies. Children labored beneath the weight of the new age. The world was changing, but not all could keep pace. Still, amid the turmoil, one truth remained. Humanity had crossed a threshold. The age of invention had begun, and there would be no turning back. Then came the age of empires. Nations raced to claim the world, drawing lines across lands they barely knew. The Industrial Revolution fed a hunger for power, and the century that followed would witness both its triumph and its tragedy. From the trenches of World War I to the shattered cities of World War II, humanity reached both its lowest depths and its highest resolve. The same ingenuity that built machines of creation forged weapons of unimaginable destruction. But even in ruin, the will to rebuild endured. Out of devastation came innovation. Flight, radio, cinema, and the dream of the atom. Humanity had learned to split the building blocks of existence itself. And then, we looked up. Beyond war, beyond the Earth. The space age began. Rockets carved through the heavens. A human footprint marked the dust of another world. From the plains of Mesopotamia to the surface of the moon, the journey had come full circle. We had become explorers once again, but now our oceans were made of stars. As the 20th century gave way to the digital age, another revolution was born. Quieter, invisible, yet more profound than any before. The hum of machines was replaced by the pulse of information. Computers, the internet, artificial intelligence, tools that connected billions, collapsing distance and time. The world became smaller, faster, and endlessly awake. For the first time in history, humanity could speak across continents in an instant. We built virtual empires, digital dreams, and knowledge beyond measure. But beneath the glow of our screens, the same ancient questions remained. Who are we? Where are we going? What does it mean to be human? Today we stand on the edge of the unknown once more. A new frontier of technology, biology, and space. We have mapped the genome, split the atom, and reached for the stars. Yet the greatest mystery may still be ourselves. From the first spark of fire to the launch of satellites, from cave paintings to quantum code. This is our story, a story of creation and curiosity, of failure and rebirth, of endless striving towards something greater. Civilization was never built in stone or steel. It was built in the hearts and minds of those who dared to imagine more. And as the pages of time turn once again, one truth endures. The story of humanity is not finished. We are the next chapter. The dream continues, written by the hands of those who still look at the stars and wonder.